What's good, YouTube? You're watching Blanket Face TV News by the Minute. My name's Chris Harris, and I got a lot of stuff I want to talk about, which of course means I got a few things that I want to talk a lot about, but you get me. So with that being said, let's get to it. International. So you've probably heard about the Panama Papers controversy by now, but if you don't know exactly what it is, let me fill you in. Essentially, the big problem is that there was a law firm in Panama called Mossack Fonseca that specialized in setting up shell companies, companies that didn't actually exist, which people with a lot of money could invest in so that their money would be non-taxable. So essentially it's just tax evasion on a large scale. Now, 2.6 terabytes of information about people who were investing in these shell companies was released to a German newspaper whose name I'm not even going to try to pronounce out of respect for the German language. But it's a huge deal because a lot of world leaders were on this list. One of these names was Iceland's Prime Minister, another name I'm not going to try and pronounce. He resigned after mass protests from the Icelandic people. Check out this interview from a couple days ago when he was asked about the company he was investing in.
Mr. Prime Minister, what can you tell me about a company called Vintris?
Well, it's a, ég kann ekki einu svona á þetta allt saman, en allt gefið upp til skatts frá upphafi. Og ég meina, inni. Þú ert að spyrja mig einhverju tóma vitleysu. Þú platar mig við tala á fölskum form. Allt verið gefið upp til skatts frá upphafi. Þannig að þið erum verið að gera eitthvað tortryggilegt sem að ekki tortryggilegt. Hvaða atriði ertu að reyna að búa til hérna?
He just walked out. Like, don't ask me about that. Don't ask me about what I'm doing wrong. That being said, I do want to include this video. It's from Bernie Sanders talking a couple years ago, and he totally calls this shot. Now, I'm not a Bernie supporter at all. I'm not even a supporter of any of the candidates right now. But I do think that it's really intriguing how he called this out back when they were making the trade deal with Panama years ago. Check this out.
Well, it turns out, Mr. President, that Panama is a world leader when it comes to allowing wealthy Americans and large corporations to evade U.S. taxes by stashing their cash in offshore tax havens. And the Panama Free Trade Agreement would make this bad situation much worse.
Sports. So last night was the March Madness NCAA Championship, and holy crap, did you see these shots?
From three in the first half.
Let's just look at this first. There he goes. There he goes. Oh my God! How do you do that under that much pressure? He's doing that in the middle of a football stadium. And that's only one of the shots. Just wait till I'm going to show you in a second. I never watch basketball games, but this was such a good game, all the way until the end. Now, I mean, it was just close, neck and neck, all the way until the end, until Chris Jenkins shot this.
Going to go length of the court with Archie Diacono. 3 seconds at midcourt. Jenkins gives it to Jenkins for the championship.
Just those two back-to-back is just nuts. I mean, I've never watched an NCAA basketball championship before, but by far, best NCAA basketball championship. Technology. A company called Zero to Infinity and another called Worldview are competing to bring space flights by a helium balloon to the market. Essentially, the way it would work is that 2 crew members would be in a capsule with passengers that takes them up to the brink of space in a matter of like 2 hours, and then over an hour and a half, it comes back down to a designated landing spot. So once you get up there, they just vent the helium out and it's a nice slow ride back to Earth to your designated landing zone. Now, none of these motions are rapid, so they've claimed that passengers might even be able to dine on these trips. And I certainly hope so, because one of these costs $75,000. If I can't get some food while I'm up there and I paid $75,000, I'm gonna be getting out my receipt. I want my money back. But just think about it. What if this became the world's next version of like a sky ride? Like, oh, we're going to the park, and then we're going to hop into a balloon capsule and go see the entire Earth from up top. And then we're going to come back down. We're going to eat while we're up there. That would be cool, but not with the price tag it has right now. So hopefully these 2 companies competing will start an entire new market, and then we can just drive the price down until it might be somewhat affordable. If you want to check out more, links is in the description down below. That's it for this week's News by the Minute. I'm Chris Harris. All the links to the stories are down below. Please remember to subscribe and like this video and share it with your friends. If you have any ideas for any videos or podcasts, make sure to send them to blanketfaceproductions@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. Now, if you want to check out last week's News by the Minute, click here. And if you want to see a super cool video I made, click here. Now, I'm not going to say which one's better, but this one is really cool. No, I'm just kidding. Watch that one. Whichever one you want. Watch them both. Whatever. See ya.